Hello Ryker owners, Brandon here at Slingmods.com, and today we have our rear center LED reflector kit with the Can-Am Ryker. Now you may have noticed that your Ryker came with a reflector just over your stock license plate. Well, we thought that was a great opportunity to swap out that boring OE reflector for one of our LED reflectors. That's exactly what we did. Our new center LED reflector kit is a direct replacement for your stock reflector, but steps up the game with both an integrated running light and brake light, and is 100% plug and play as it should be. Now for those of you that park outside at night, we've kept the reflective properties in place with a DOT style reflective lens, so that when your Ryker ignition is off and parked, it'll still reflect light just like the OE reflector did. Alright, so now allow me to walk you through the installation process. Start by unscrewing this T30 Torx screw above the stock rear reflector. Then carefully lift up on these two corners of the top panel to remove it. And unplug these two wires for the license plate light. Now you can briefly use a heat gun or hair dryer to warm up the reflector adhesive, and then use a plastic pry tool to carefully remove the stock reflector. Now use some tape to cover up the tail cover section. Then mark a center position 18 millimeters from the bottom. And then use a step drill bit to make a hole big enough for the connector to pass through. Next, you can peel off the tape and clean the service area with the included alcohol wipe. Let that sit for a minute to dry before using the primer wipe on the service area the reflector will be adhered to. And once that's dry, pass the connector of the LED through the hole. Peel off the protected backing tape. Line it up so that it's center and sitting a little bit lower than the stock reflector was. And then press down firmly to adhere into place. Now using a T30 Torx, remove this screw on the left-hand side taillight, and then use a T20 Torx to remove these other two screws, so that you can pull off the brake light assembly and unplug it. Next, take the new Y harness and plug that into the brake light harness, and then the other end into the brake light assembly. Now you can reattach the brake light, leaving the other end of the Y harness exposed, so that you can plug in your new LED connector, reconnect your license plate light, and zip tie any excess wires up and out of the way of any and all moving parts. And then finally reattach the top panel, making sure you don't pinch any wires before tightening it back down with that T30 Torx. Now as you can see, once installed, the rear LED reflector mimics the behavior of the stock taillights and acts as both a running light and a brake light, increasing your likeliness of being seen while out on the open road. So if lighting up the rear end of your Ryker is on your mod list, then be sure to click that link in the description below to grab an LED reflector kit for yourself. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so I can keep you up to date with everything Ryker. I'm Brandon signing out. Till next time.